and preparing for battle. Each guy with his own approach to getting ready for what should be an excellent matchup. Welcome all. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action coming up for you. We'll watch the Brooklyn Nets in this one as they go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here with Grant Hill, Doris Burke, and Allie LaForce. I'm Brian Anderson, and joining us at the broadcast table tonight, and the upcoming schedule for the Minnesota Timberwolves. On Wednesday, they'll be taking on Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks. Then on Friday, they'll head home to take on the Utah Jazz.
And that game against the Kings, things starting to solidify as that game is going to be number 10 on the year for them. Teams will be getting sharper every time out.
Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Conley and Edwards make up the backcourt. Randall at power forward with Reed at center. And it's McDaniels in at the 3 spot. From deep, MP. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
The floor spacing ability on display by MP right there.
And this summer, the NBA owners approving the $1.5 billion sale of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Shams.
How about that? An absolute steal. We're never going to see a team sold for $1.5 billion in the NBA. When you see a team selling like that, it means more investments are coming. The Wolves play in the second oldest arena in the NBA, so I'm told getting a new one built over the next decade is the next order of business for the Timberwolves.
Feels like the right time for an up-and-coming team. They were almost there last season.
Guard him big, guard him small. Julius Randle is so crafty on the interior, it matters not. He's going to finish.
Fires from the wing. Tried to bank it in, but it misses.
Listen, that's a quality mid-range shot. He just couldn't capitalize.
And here's MP from outside. And from the field after that one, 3 for 4 now.
They're just making the shot look easy. MP certainly has put some work into his shooting motion.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Jordi Fernandez. He was complimentary of his opponent, Anthony Edwards. Coach told me Ant is a special player in terms of his athleticism, skill, and his mindset. He approaches each matchup with an aggressiveness that we need to try and match. Back to you, Brian.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. And you talk to front office insiders, they'll tell you depth is a necessity for a winning team, Shams.
With more parity, that comes more competition. And I'm told front office executives are continuing to scout players that they feel bring that competitive drive, that desire, that will to want to play and compete on a nightly basis. Because these games, this season gets long. It's not as frequent when you can just coast through games. You need some real horses to finish the race of the regular season.
Yeah, good point.
Boy, Edwards so good in close. This guy has got touch and strength, everything you could ask for.
From deep, MP gets rebounded by Minnesota. Coming off a win against the Hornets.
And I'll tell you, that was not an easy environment to play in. It was a hostile crowd on the road, but it didn't bother them at all.
Well, the best way to silence a crowd is with your offensive game. Those fans got quiet in a hurry when the buckets started raining down.
Just an incredible display of power. He attacked the rim with both hands.
Most definitely. That was a thunder dunk. Wow. Well, we know about three-pointers, but rim threats provide that counterbalance too, Shams.
No doubt. Protecting the rim, playing defense, and playing with verticality, that's very, very important. And we saw a lot of draft picks going to mobile, athletic big men, guys who can protect and punish the rim while also being able to move their feet. You need to have a defensive presence down low.
There's so... much ground to cover defensively in the NBA now. From behind the arc. Here's Reed. Boy, they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but still coming up empty. And that one's good. Jay's got 17 points.
Yeah, he's been having his way this quarter, attacking the basket and protecting their lead.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. MP really making a difference here.
Listen, the timeout was appropriate. They're giving up 3 after 3 after 3.
Checked in for Brooklyn. Dimon comes in for MP. And let's take this chance to call out our Eastern Conference Player of the Week, MP.
He's made himself the cornerstone of their offensive efforts recently, and he's providing for his squad in every regard on that end of the floor. Scoring, passing, picks, you name it, he's doing it.
DiVincenzo against Thomas, and here's Dillingham from the arc. And it's Thomas with the rebound. Nets leading by 5. Here's Dimon. Randall's checked in for Miller. And when it comes to NBA moves, a pretty great summer for the state of Texas, Shams.
Ton of action in Texas, BA. Cooper Flagg to Dallas, Dylan Harper to San Antonio, and Kevin Durant to Houston. These are major moves, and it's going to be hard to mess with Texas. These teams are loading up. They're all trying to be a contender in the Western Conference.
That Texas triangle is going to be formidable once again real soon. On the court for the Timberwolves, Randall and Gobert are in the middle. Dillingham out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Ingles in at the 3, the small forward.
Wow, how about the navigation off the drive from Dante DiVincenzo? That is nice.
And that one's good. Jay.
Even with all the threes he nailed in the first quarter, the defense still hasn't made the proper adjustments.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thank you. The Nets' Jordy Fernandez took a winding road to head coaching. He worked with the Timberwolves' Chris Finch in Denver, who said every path is different. He's worked in the minor leagues and overseas and used that time as a proving ground. Gives you a complete view of how the game can be played differently. Back over to you, Ryan.
Thanks a lot, Allie. Here's DiVincenzo. You know, Shams, last year we heard stars like Kevin Durant say they wish more attention was paid to the game. There is great attention paid to the game in a lot of different areas, and I know a lot of the older players are a little uncomfortable with that. Where do you stand on all this?
Well, listen, BA, every player deserves to have their perspective heard, and they're the ones playing. They're the product at the end of the day. Trades, signings, free agency, coach hirings, firings, that's all part of the game as well. I think everyone in the game understands that. For me, as long as I'm being fair, accurate, responsible with everything that I do and my information, that's all that matters. I think that's all players, coaches, execs care about.
Timberwolves trail by 11. Down low. Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball. Nick Claxton, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter here. And here's MP from outside. Oh, MP showing the big range.
MP is cooking right now, and folks, this is exactly what we expected from this young man.
Randall outside. Clowney pulls it in. Clowney's got his 4th rebound in this one.
So far this quarter, he's been out of sync and might be pressing right now.
Yes, it's good.
Well, being able to finish through contact, essential for MP. No one going to make it easy on the interior.
We've got 1:28 left to play in the half. All right, Chomps, we know you got to hop back on your phone in case you have to break any news. Thank you for being with us here tonight. Great stuff.
Happy to be here, B.A. Thank you.
And as always, Shams with some great stuff there. I'll tell you what, this guy knows all when it comes to the NBA.
No doubt, Shams is the guy when you're looking for the inside scoop. So well connected and respected around the league. They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Brooklyn making some changes. Sharp comes in for Claxton, and Wilson is subbed in for Mann. And Minnesota will go for a different look here. Reed's checked in for Julius Randle. Jaden McDaniels comes in for Ingles. Anthony Edwards is checked in for DiVincenzo. And Conley subbed in for Dillingham.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Back to MP. The 3, and the Nets, another 3.
Backing up that last 3 with another 3. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
Outside Reed. Back to Conley. Launches it. They get the rebound.
Bad defense, bad shot. Neither working on that play.
And there it is for him. MP's got 41.
What a quality possession. MP cashing in down low.
Edwards with it. He has 6. Outside Conley. 5 to shoot. Gobert. Oh, and he hits it at the buzzer.
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
Well, finishing quarter strong. Every coach preaches it. Nice work.
And so it's Brooklyn, a sizable 18-point lead at the end of the period. Tough to run with them. They get the ball up the court so fast. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
Hello, everybody. Maybe a bit of a surprise in this one, but what a fantastic first half we witnessed for the Brooklyn Nets.
They're breaking at every opportunity, which we are seeing across the league, Shaq.
Yeah, once the defense is set in half court, it's tougher to score.
And guys, let's turn our attention to the future, shall we? Here's the upcoming schedule. Glad you could join us. Brian Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Hey, you look at MP in this game, he's been everywhere.
Well, if he's hit threes like he did in the first half, he's going to have a monster night.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
Cam Thomas out there with MP. Then there's Sharp, and it's Clowney in at the power forward position. So that's the Nets 5. Edwards finds Randall. Bill Doris, one of the highest compliments you'll hear about ball handlers is saying you can't speed them up.
That's exactly right, B.A., because pressure against the best players doesn't bother them. In fact, the greatest players want more than one defender because then they know that puts their team at an advantage if they can make great decisions.
Outside Edwards. 4-3. Brooklyn pulls it in. And a minute played as the second half gets going. From deep, MP fires in the triple. Jay's got 47 points.
Oh, he's hot coming out of the break. 3 up, 3 down.
Randall outside. And he gets it to go off the front iron. Randall's got 4 points this quarter.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense.
And good! Another from 3.
Another 3 for him. I'm not sure I've seen a better three-point shooting night.
Well, he's just pouring it on, and he's tied for the 5th most triples ever in a single game. Timeout call, the Timberwolves. And checking the 2K leaderboard. These teams led the league in three-point percentage last year. The 4th spot held by Minnesota.
That kind of efficiency from range is generally an indicator of a dominant offense.
Puts the move on. For 3, Randall. He buries it from 3. Randall's got 14 points.
Boy, you have got to be pleased with the start of this third quarter. 3 for 4 out of the gate. Just keep your rhythm now.
From deep, and again for 3.
It has been raining threes for him, alone at 4th in the all-time single-game triples list.
He can't miss. They have to keep feeding him. How many more can he hit? Randall inside. Rebounded by the Nets. Sharp's got 4 rebounds now. MP drives in. He gets it in there. He's got 55.
Boy, his offensive game has changed the tenor of this basketball game.
Well, Grant, for a late first-round pick, Cam Thomas is a certified bucket.
Yeah, B.A., he's got every shot in the book, and he's still rounding out the other aspects of his game. But if you need to score, that he can provide.
And here's MP from outside. Connects again from distance.
He just continues to rain it on them from downtown.
Hey, the way he's shooting, he has a good chance to join some elite names on the list of the most threes in a single game. The Nets have gone a perfect 7 for 7 and looking strong in this third quarter. Another one goes! Incredible!
And his tear continues. We've never seen this before.
He now has the record for the most 60-plus point games in a row. McDaniels can't hit. The Nets have gotten off to an incredible start in this half. 8 of 8 from the floor. And MP good for 3.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Pass to Wilson. MP looking around. And again for 3.
And this is a historic shooting night for him. Tied for 3rd now for most threes in a game.
And the points keep piling up and the threes keep dropping in. He is red hot from downtown. Shot to stop the run. And there's a nice layup by Conley. Conley's got 10.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
And here's MP from outside. Randall pulls down the board.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
McDaniels from long range. Connects from downtown. McDaniels gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And the basket by MP.
Boy, he is just doing it all right now. And the more the ball goes through the net, the more his confidence grows.
Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Well, we know this about Anthony Edwards. This guy, one of the stronger guards in this game. That's a tough finish.
Inside, here's MP. Good! That's another bucket!
That's 70!
He is unconscious. Fires the three. And 3/4 of play in the books. This one's all but over already. Brooklyn out in front. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision.
The regular season schedule is more packed than ever.
You know what, B.A.? Many constituents in this game believe the regular season schedule should top out at 72 games. This is something the commissioner broached back when he introduced the Cup. Not necessarily 72, just that there could be a reduction. But there's too much money at stake. I don't believe this will ever happen.
On the court for Minnesota. Randall at power forward with Reed at center. Conley and Edwards make up the backcourt. And it's McDaniels in at the small forward. Here's MP. Second chance shot. And that one's good, man.
And this is exactly what he's capable of. He finds different ways to make an impact, this time on the offensive glass.
How about the hustle on display there? That kind of effort will earn respect from everyone.
Randall, the pass to Edwards. And the layup is good off the glass.
Edwards well covered on the interior, scores through the contest.
MP outside. Here's the three. Good! Another from three.
The parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
And that latest triple ties him for second for most threes in a game. What a monster performance from deep it's been. Reed passes to Edwards. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
Naz Reed, what a nice find. This guy always has his eyes up and ready to look for options.
MP outside, fires from deep, and again for three.
And he's topped his own personal best. A new second-place mark for most single-game triples. He is never shy when it comes time to launch.
Not at all. Casting away and making a little history in the process. What a privilege to be here to witness this. He's as good as it gets from long distance. Reed sets a screen. Randall can't hit.
He continues to let it fly, but the makes have been few and far between. Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Nets.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, B.A., just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And this will give them their 7th win of the year.
And against a non-conference opponent, you really want to win the first one. They'll go into the next one knowing how to beat this team for sure.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for MP.
Boy, it's not just the scoring he gave them, it was the efficiency with which he did it.
Here's Randall. Solid shot from a distance of about 14 feet.
Now, guys, over the years, we've seen Randall become a much more aggressive scorer. You love his tenacity.
From deep, MP. He got it again! Sensational!
That score moving him clear into third, all time for scoring.
Well, you just knew it was a matter of time the way he's been playing. I'm sure he's not finished. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
And now let's catch up with Dominic Hamlin.
Some things never get old. Watching someone score 70 is one of them. What are you seeing differently on a night like this versus a night you scored 20?
I'm seeing the code behind. I'm not reacting to reality. I'm making it. Bending it to my will. There's nothing